We need a good opening zinger. Why aren't you funnier?
Why aren't you funnier?
Why are you funnier? I asked first.
I'm the older one. I get to ask you.
Is that how this works? Is that age before
Yeah,
beauty?
it's by seniority.
Oh, you're more beautiful than me. That doesn't work.
That might be the one. Okay, sure. Podcast about destroying the things that you love by giving them away. I'm your co-host, Sam Young.
I'm also your co-host, Jacob Waskow.
Remember to look at the mic, not at me.
I have to look at the mic?
Well, yeah, but you're talking. If you look at me, you're talking away from the mic.
All right. I guess I'm just going to have a conversation of not.
You can turn the mic so it faces me. There we go.
I have to present myself in an interesting way, but okay. How do I do?
Ooh, I like this spicy new character you're playing.
I don't.
Okay, we'll pull out of that one.
So, what's new with you?
Not too much. We here at Breakup Industries have been having kind of like a bit of a long month.
Yeah.
We are literally breaking up.
We're moving away from each other in metaphysical and physical senses.
Pataphysical.
I'm not going to do another master's degree, which is good.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it seems like that would be like death.
Yeah, and the only way I'm willing to risk my life is for this amazing audience we have. Round of applause.
To all 30 of you.
Edit that in. I command it.
Okay. I appeared on another podcast recently, as Jacob knows, and we talked about our show. And he had a really interesting insight about it, in that he sort of misunderstood the concept of our show. He thought that when we give each other media, that we break up with it, and that we're not allowed to like look at it again. And I don't think I would want to do that, but I was thinking about like our show as a kind of a way of breaking up with our conceptions of the things that we love, like it says in the tagline. Like, the other person always gives like this unjaundiced view of the thing, and I think that's kind of an interesting way of looking at it.
Sorry, was I supposed to chime in there?
Sure.
Hold on, you're passing me the ball. Give me a sec.
Yep, come on. I expect so much of you.
It's more that like I had set up a joke and I was like, oh,
it's gone now.
No. It's not that it was gone. I was like, that's too mean. I need to ease it back.
Hey, conflict's good for the show.
So what you're saying is this is a highbrow concept show of understanding, like taste and how sort of faulty that conception is to, true understanding of like what it means to like or dislike something. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I feel like agreeing with the concept of our show, which we've established right from the start, is somehow a trap you're setting for me. So I'm going to go along with it.
I mean, this is a dead bit. I got nothing.
Bring your trap, asshole.
There's no trap.
All right, it's my turn to go first. Jacob, what did you make me do this week?
I made you listen to The Nine Treasures, a Mongolian folk metal band, and their first album, Honshoor.
Thank you. I actually didn't know what the album title was.
Now you do.
Yeah. I don't know how to summarize this, because this is always the pitfall whenever you and I do music, is that it's really hard to describe
Summarize it now. Go. Do it.
Metal, Mongolian, grungy voice, cover of Metallica. Is that good enough?
Well, you haven't failed.
Okay.
Expand.
I may play a couple of excerpts so people can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about here. That's not for review purposes. It's so people know what the hell we're referring to.
It's on YouTube.
I can't describe music
Try.
like in the most,
this is an audio
in the most
medium.
technical
this
way
is an audio
possible.
Medium.
You
Try.
asshole.
Try.
No, I refuse. I refuse this call. I will
Do
not.
the doop doops and the doo wops. Just use your mouth. Come on. I believe in you.
I guess.
Throat sing. I command it.
I guess what. So this is folk Mongolian metal band. Like that is kind of self-explanatory. Like there's a lot of traditional instruments from Mongolia, and it's metal, and it's kind of epic. There's sort of orchestral aspects to it, I would say. I listened to it on the bus while I went to the library, so I was well focused.
Very magical journey to the library.
It kind of made it that way. So I'll come right out and say that I liked it.
Okay.
It was a little samey after a while. Like it kind of washed over
Yeah.
me, and so I lost track of. Except for the Metallica cover, I kind of lost track. But no, I enjoyed it, and it was fun, and it did make riding on the SkyTrain really like hardcore. Why do you like this piece of shit?
All right, I think we need to talk about something here that has been left unsaid in this podcast. This isn't shit. This is good music, and I'm not going to have you defame it like that.
You can't see this, but I am like burning lasers through Jacob right now. It's your tagline!
I like it because I like it.
Okay,
I don't have a good answer.
That's
here,
fine.
Because it's music.
Yeah, it's music. Well, let me ask you this. Where did you come across it?
Okay. So this is, I think, the first time we need to talk about YouTube algorithms because once upon a time, a younger, more naive Jacob Waskow saw a suggested video on YouTube one day, and it was this.
Okay.
And it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked it a lot. Mm-hmm. I was listening to a lot of bad music at the time. I still listen to some bad music. This isn't it, though. This is of the shit we listen to and watch and read and create. It's pretty up there. I like it.
Okay. I think of the 3 albums. It's 3 albums you've made me listen to now. Yes. Do we count Death Grips 2, like the punishment one?
Death Grips, the 2-inning.
Yeah.
So
that was a whole audio-visual experience.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Yes, you're right. This is the 3rd album.
Yeah. So I think this is 2. I think I liked... Oh, no. Technically, you made me listen to 2 albums by...
Yes.
What's-his-face? Nujabes?
Nujabes.
Yeah. But anyway, count it as 1. I think this is the 2nd one in terms of that. Like, I think this is... If we want to call it second best that I've liked. Of the 4-ish.
Nujabes being 1.
Yes.
Money Store being 4.
Being infinite.
Death Grips, Government Plates being mushrooms.
Yeah.
This would be 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect and understand your opinion.
Okay.
But going to the actual theme of this podcast, I am quite used to music where the lyrics are not in English.
Yeah.
Because that is a serious thing about this. And
yeah, I actually thought that kind of improved it for me.
yeah, well, for me, I personally do not care about the lyrical content of music.
It depends for me.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. For whatever reason, I find it hard to pick out words from lyrics. And sometimes I find that the vocals are like, it's another instrument and it's adding to it. Or it's just like, yeah, this person is singing, but I actually would really prefer the instrumental of this.
I have a very similar problem in that I tend to have trouble keeping up with the meaning of lyrics, like actually sort of thinking through them. It's often just like more melody, like more sound.
Yeah.
So having the sort of moody yet heroic sound of what this album has, I think is quite cool.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
I feel like that must have been used in a movie at some point.
It's interesting because, like, as you said before, the album's kind of samey.
It is a little samey, yeah. It's hard to distinguish
And I
songs.
actually agree with that. And I'd only say that, like, the first 2 or 3 songs really win it for me. But that's also an issue with that album in particular.
Yeah.
The other ones get better as the band goes on.
It's funny, I think my dad and I are very different in that regard with music. He's very lyrically oriented, and I'm very musically oriented, for lack of a better term. Like, melody is much more important to me. Mm-hmm. So Jacob was saying that there was one song in particular he was interested in my opinion on. And
the Metallica cover.
It was the Metallica cover. I really liked the Metallica cover. Yeah, I thought it was really good. And I thought it actually, like, sometimes a cover...
For Whom the Bell Tolls,
for
people who haven't listened to this album.
Yeah.
is covered in a very haunting way.
Yeah.
Work goes down, always done except the will to me. Now they see what will be, but I need eyes to say yeah. For whom the bell tolls.
I think it really elevated the song, because sometimes a cover is just either it's a carbon copy and there's no point to it, or it's so different that it's almost a different song. And I think this hit the sweet spot of honoring the original, but doing something really new and interesting with it.
Well, it sounds like at first, what's that called? Song by Motorhead, like Enter Night?
Oh no, that's Metallica. It's Sandman.
Okay, yeah.
Enter
It
Sandman.
almost sounds like it's Sandman at the start.
It does a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's probably intentional, because it's another Metallica song.
But it's basically a remix of Sandman and For Whom the Bell Tolls covered.
Yeah,
Which I think is really cool.
No, there's definitely like influences of Sandman and other Metallica stuff in there. No, I like that. That was probably the one I liked the best, because it was the one that was the most different from the rest of the album. Because it was on YouTube and I was listening to it on my phone, I couldn't really keep track of where the songs... I knew where the song ended, but I would sort of forget, right?
The other thing is, and I find this quite interesting, Mongolian folk rock is an entire subgenre. Like, there are a bunch of bands who do this sort of sound.
Oh, yeah. Like the metal...
There's Ten-Gear Cavalry,
yeah.
who are far more well-known. And then...
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, and then there's... They've done music for, like video games and movies and things. And then there's The Who. It's H.U.? Yeah.
We're getting confirmation.
Yeah. Hold on. We're checking with our experts.
Checking with the judges, yes.
All right, Judge.
Yes.
Do we have a...
Yeah. We get out of 10.
Out of 10.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent.
Nice. Well done.
Please don't make eye contact with me. I find it very upsetting.
Don't
wink. That's gross.
You know what I did like about this? I'm a sucker for genre mixing, so that's kind of what buys me on the or what sells me on this.
Yeah. My thing is, and I guess this is another more obscure chance for me to start fights in Sam's Club garage pits, but
Okay.
I don't particularly like Ten-Gear Cavalry that much.
Okay.
Because I find the sound isn't... If you thought this album was samey, boy, do you got to hear some stuff that they do.
Oh, okay.
It's the same song a lot.
I'm gonna come out and admit I thought you were referring to me for a second there, and I forgot the whole mythos of our show. I thought, why do I have a Sam's Club? What's the Sam Club? Why haven't I been invited to it?
There's a Mario Club and I'm not a member of it?
Anyway, I liked the album. I thought it was cool.
What if you owned your own Sam's Club? Maybe that's what we do with the profits from the show.
I would form some sort of like collectivized union or some sort of socialist project. I'm not really clear on the details.
No. I mean like a franchise of Sam's Club.
Okay. So are you saying what would I sell at Sam's Club?
No, I'm saying that what if we spent the money that has been graciously donated to us by our fans to buy the rights to Sam's Club.
Okay.
And have a Sam's Club here in Canada.
I mean, would we just run a business?
Yeah. But you're Sam.
Yeah.
Sam's Club.
I mean, the Sam who made it, it's Sam Walton. Like, he's a Sam too. I don't know what my Samness adds to this project.
By virtue of being Sam, you're the most qualified to run Sam's Club.
Okay, I see. I should be yes-anding you. Okay, all right. So, if I own Sam's Club, I have nothing. This is a dead bit. Let's move on.
Sam, what did you make me watch this week?
I made you... Oh, I have to give it a rating. I give it 2 Tuvan throat singers out of 2.
Not 9 treasures out of 9?
9 treasures out of 9, yes. I made you watch Casablanca. Tell us about Casablanca.
Casablanca, or as I like to refer to it, Casablanca, is set during the high/low point of World War II.
Just in the middle.
Yeah,
Just in the middle.
like the middle of it, the dead middle in Morocco?
Yep, Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco, where a vampire owns a very auspicious nightclb that is known for criminal dealings of certain sorts, and at the very least gambling, where a lot of people gamble.
Yeah.
As a vampire...
Played by Humphrey Bogart.
As Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart, constantly requiring the living lifeblood of those in the middle of this desert and having to deal with the constant scorching days, gets embroiled into a passport/exit visa scam to try and escape from Europe/Africa/the old world.
Trying to escape from the Invisible Man, as a matter of fact.
Escape from the Nazis.
Yeah.
And go to America, featuring his ex-girlfriend, Victoria Belmont. And the very famous scene that everyone knows about with the airplane happens.
That's the scene.
That's the scene.
Yeah. Normally, I wouldn't let you go on so much with like the jokey summary, but literally everyone knows this movie.
Well, at least everyone knows the gist of it.
Yeah, they know the gist of it.
There is also a really great scene where Humphrey Bogart, Pyre...
I want to shuck your blood, kid.
Yeah, he gets staked by... I think one of the most wooden characters, the perfect man, his ex has hooked up with.
Yeah, Victor Laszlo.
Yeah, okay, Victor Laszlo is the name of a Vampire the Masquerade pre-made NPC.
It does sound like that, doesn't it?
Victor Laszlo is a neonate. He is a toreador. He has absolutely zero personality or any negative traits whatsoever.
Yeah. So like many people's first toreador.
Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yep.
He is just a blank wooden canvas.
I would agree with that.
For which you can draw anything upon.
Yes.
So I'm going to come out and say that you know my weakness is anything involving crime or cool crimes.
cool crimes.
But the interesting thing about Casablanca, and I think the most underrated part of Casablanca, is that this is a movie about a hive of scum and villainy from the view of the owner of the hive of scum and villainy.
It's the Mos Eisley Cantina. It was about the owner of Mos Eisley Cantina.
It was about the bartender owner watching a guy with a butt chin getting his hand lopped off.
Yeah.
And all the fallout from that.
It's funny. It occurs to me now that I'm almost certain that the cantina scene in Mos Eisley are a reference to Casablanca.
Yeah.
Like, not directly, but like
the architecture being kind of similar and all that. And that there is a vampire in that scene.
Yeah, there's a vampire.
So this also gives a lot of context to, every single fucking parody of this movie that I have seen, and by God, it's been a lot.
Yeah. I mentioned to Jacob that seeing this movie, you'll be like, oh, that's where that's from, and that's where that's from.
Yeah.
And this is where this is from.
Oh, yeah. You are getting a script writing 101 lesson. And interestingly enough, no one's really copied the really good lessons from this movie.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Or it often imitated, never equaled.
It's the problem of the dialogue in Casablanca is way funnier than you expect it to be.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is that, like every single old-timey movie I have ever watched, everyone is talking crazy fast.
It's a combination of the acting style and like the technology makes it seem a little faster. I know in silent films the reason that we see them like the parody of it's because modern technology actually plays them too fast. I don't know if that's true of like movies that were talkies in the 40s, but there is something about the technology that makes them seem like they're much snappier than they actually probably were.
So I mean the real writing gems is the very obvious potential gay romance between the vampire and Trevor Belmont, who makes a guest appearance as crooked, corrupt cop of Casablanca.
I wasn't kidding when I said he was in The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Claude Rains.
And a lot of the dialogue basically being, well, I hate you. Well, I hate you more. Which is the real repartee of this movie.
You pointed out while we were watching it that the dry wit is kind of unexpected because the movie is so well known as like a romance.
See, okay, I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
This is the shittiest romance movie I've ever seen in my life. It's not a romance.
Yeah.
Like, there is a plot point where someone is like, oh, as a woman, and it's the 40s, I have just utterly given up on thinking. My uterus is overbaked with my lust for you. Think for the both of us.
Hey,
please, Casablanca.
It's Bogey. You would do it for him.
I don't know if I would.
I would.
Like that, and that is showing its age quite well.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of
that's-
sexist.
But
yeah.
that's the only vaguely romantic part of this. Like, he was in love with a woman. It's not part of the movie at all.
I mean, it's the thing that brings everything together.
Well,
It's the MacGuffin, you know.
Are you saying to me, Sam, that the true lesson / MacGuffin of Casablanca is the power of love?
No, because she goes with the wrong man at the end.
Well, arguably she goes with the right man at the end.
She goes with the right man, but it's the wrong reasons. Famously, a lot of...
Because the man who baked her uterus was like, go with him. And she was like, okay, I believe you. You seem honest and have testicles.
Famously, a lot of critics, I mean, especially people who like the movie, have said that she should just stay with Bogey. Victor Laszlo is a stiff, and he doesn't need her. He can go and do his revolution alone. Like, she should stay and be happy with Rick.
Well, one, Rick is not happy.
No, Rick's not a happy person, but he's
Rick-
happy. He's unhappy because she's not with him.
Well, the ending of the movie is, well, okay, I've shot a Nazi. Now what do? We're gonna go live in the middle of. We're living in the middle of
No,
the
it's
desert.
true. That's the real reason. So
That's the future waiting for her if she stayed with him.
He does literally
We're
say
going
that.
to go live in the desert now
Yeah.
forever and hide from the Nazis.
So I take it in a roundabout way. You like this?
Yes.
I mean, it is supposedly the greatest movie of
I
all
like
time.
any movie where a Nazi gets shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is apparently a controversial thing these
controversial opinion. I'd like them to shoot more Nazis in
days. Yeah.
Casablanca.
I keep thinking back to from the fucking Critic. There's an episode where Duke makes a machine that changes the endings to movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so the Casablanca ending is changed to, like, the plane gets off and she opens the door to the plane and is like, wait, I changed my mind. And she jumps down with a parachute. And so what I would have said if I was making that skit from the Critic was she also has a machine gun and just starts shooting more Nazis. That icing on the cake.
I think it's a Simpsons bit. The seniors at the retirement home are watching Gone with the Wind, and instead of saying, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, there's an awkward dub over where it's like, I'm sorry, I love you, let's get married again. And that it ends, and they're all like, oh, what a sweet movie. And someone says, wasn't there a war in that? Just imagining the Nazi-less version of Casablanca. What was I going to say?
Play that song again, Sam. Play it for me.
I find this weird to admit. I'm such an easy sell. I get real teary at the end of that movie. I'm such a sap.
Well, Sam, as you know,
Yes.
my heart was removed in an experimental invasive surgery.
We're gonna get it back for you, buddy. We're gonna raise that money. You're gonna go with this.
I'm looking over the judge.
Oh,
and
that's
they're
a
shaking their
two.
head.
That's a two.
They're shaking their head. No,
Yeah, that's a two.
No, I guess we're not getting my heart back.
All right, no.
Well, I performed an ancient rite with my heart in its removal. So I no longer feel emotions like love or joy or empathy. But
I mean, just listen to our last 40 episodes or whatever.
yeah, but I do really get free cheeseburgers at Fat Burger, not sponsoring this episode. Let me try this bit one more time.
Okay. Take two. Oh, judges, that's a zero. That's a zero.
Take three.
Take three.
But for having my heart removed that way,
Yeah.
I am actually impervious to pain
Okay.
and emotional pain. It's actually a real win.
Where is this going?
I am no longer human.
Okay.
So I don't know if I
Just apropos of nothing.
I don't
let's just
think
talk
I
about
enjoyed
that.
Casablanca, a very human film, as much as I should have. I think
That's fine. Like,
I think cerebrally, a lot of the human condition
Yes.
is explained in the oeuvre of Casablanca. In that, as a movie, and since I never actually finished my point,
Yeah.
it is not a love movie.
Yeah.
It is a movie about the sadness of love.
Yeah, no, it is. It is ultimately like a sad story.
It's not even about heartbreak. It's about like, oh, love can be real shitty
It's kind
sometimes.
of about moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Victor Laszlo is the most boring,
Yeah,
dumb,
the
horrible
Yeah.
person, but he's worse.
Oh, really?
He's a good person.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you mean he's the worst choice?
Yeah, he's the worst choice.
The fatal flaw of Casablanca is that Victor is not a compelling character in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, he's against the Nazis.
He's against, but they're all against the
I
Nazis.
think in the 40s that was probably like to be like
he was de rigueur, you know.
to be. I think in the 40s to be like openly rebellious against Nazis was pretty like scandalous.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, you know, it's funny. There are so many little. And I might be wrong about the timing of this, but I feel like there's lots of little digs at the Americans not being in the war. Like, several times people make jokes about picking a side or not standing on the sidelines or something, and it feels so pointed at that choice.
Well, it is a movie about an American not choosing a side.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Until at the end he decides for love. So who is the country that Ava Braun-Bane, whatever her name is?
She's Swedish.
So are we saying that
Ingrid Bergman is Swedish.
OTP, Sweden, and the United States?
I kind of like
Welcome
that.
to a bonus part of this podcast where we talk about geopolitical pairings.
I really ship Outer Mongolia and China. Like, I just think they're going to make it work.
Ooh, really? That's like being into cuck porn. That's
Hey,
risky
I make no
business.
apologizes.
That's risky business.
I make no apologies for my fetishes.
I am going to ship. Wow, a lot of these are really problematic.
Yeah, I know. As soon as
Like,
I said the Mongolia and China thing, I regretted it.
Like, hold on. I'm trying to find something that isn't horrible.
You can't do it, can you?
Canada and the United Kingdom.
No.
But it's just incest.
Yeah, it's just incest. Well, that on top of everything else. You know what was interesting? To go to a completely different point. I realized how much this movie is based on a play. I don't think it was ever staged. They just bought this the book and made it into a movie. But the opening act, where they're all hanging out at Rick's and they keep moving around to different characters, is very theatrical. And it's only kind of towards the middle of the movie where it feels more filmic.
Well, there's actually like very few cinematography. We have to like do a weird shot here.
Yeah.
A lot of it is we are in a room standing and talking.
It's a very efficient
sitting
movie.
and talking.
Yeah. It's not like the most well-filmed movie of all time.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Singing in the Rain would take how long to come out?
Oh, God. Not for another 10 years, I don't think.
Yeah. Another decade before the masterpiece Singing in the Rain came out.
Yeah. Little known... no, we talked about this last time. Jacob Waskow is a Singing in the Rain head.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. I can't.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I didn't think you were going to hate it or anything, but I'm pleasantly surprised. But I forgot your weakness is cool crimes.
Yeah. Cool crimes.
Yeah.
All there needed to be in this movie, Sam, is a heist or a gunfight. Like an actual gunfight. One person gets shot, basically.
That's fine.
That's all that happens.
Yeah.
If there were anything more... If George Clooney was in this movie, I'd be like, yeah! George Clooney, Ocean's 11.
Now,
Ocean's 10.
I know your heart is a dead lump somewhere in Jesse's pocket, but what did you think of the scene where they play... they sing La Marseillaise and the, I think it's the Horst Whistle Lied or something like that. Like the most famous mashup.
I need more context.
It's when the Germans are singing and then
oh yeah, I liked that.
It's a great,
I liked that
great
a lot.
scene. Yeah,
and again, another part of that movie that should have been replicated or like carried on spiritually, and I have never seen.
No, that's true. Because I would almost say that's
actually powerful,
and that's a scene that's probably as famous as "Here's Looking at You, Kid."
Yeah,
but I haven't seen a lot of parodies of that. But it might be because it's so pure. It's such a great like moment, and at the time the Nazis were taking over Europe, so it was really powerful.
So I mean, Sam, when you own your Sam's Club,
yes, we
should do an ad for it, which is a parody of that scene.
Great prices and no Vichy France.
No Nazis here, we think.
That's a suspiciously specific denial, Jacob.
Come down to the Wolf Mall 919.
Come down to the Wolf Mall 919. I wish I remembered the rest of that song. I love it so much.
I do. Do you want me to keep
No, we're good.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. We take so much from Irritating Rainbow. We have to give something back. So what do you give this?
I give this 2 vampire bites out of 3.
All right, cool. So, what's our common theme?
Outer Mongolia.
No, that's to start with an E.
Outer Mongolia.
No.
Earworm.
Empathy? Earworm. Oh, Earworm. I think I like that better.
Empathy's a bit...
Yeah, I don't know how to relate that.
Empathy's
to
a bit big.
I don't know how to relate that to the album. So let's go with Earworm. So next time, Jacob, what are you going to make me do?
Sam, this might be the truest test of our friendship.
Shit.
This is more perilous than Goof Troop for the NES.
The truest sign of friendship.
Sam,
Yes.
you are going to watch Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
I had a feeling that was going to be it. All right, well, that's something to look forward to. I had a couple of choices, and I have to kind of decide now what I want to do. I feel like we should kind of like, because Jacob and I are moving out, I feel like we should kind of end our official like living together on a positive note.
No.
But no, I know. Immediately I knew you would say no. So
If this show doesn't end with me punching you, then it's a failure.
yeah. Okay, let's go with this. And God help me. You're not going to read the whole thing because it's too much to ask, but you were going to read, let's say, the first 3 chapters of extremely favorite novel, but also highly problematic Lolita. Let's see how this fucking goes down.
Judges?
Judges? Oh, that's like just an infinity sign. I don't even know what that is anymore.
But like it's like a weird sparkler.
It's like a
arrangement
Rorschach.
going on.
I think I see my death.
Death approaching.
So
That's the sound of 1,000 stormtroopers coming this way.
this is a huge fucking mistake, but we'll see how this goes.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's no.
I don't know.
That's a hell of a catch.
I'm gonna look through my copy to just see if there's a specific point where like it would be good to stop.
First 3 chapters. Okay.
Okay.
If I finish all of it, what do I get?
If you finish all of it, you get to ultra punish me.
Ultra punish?
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is, and I'm giving it to you. If you actually decide to read the whole book,
I think ultra punishment is I make you do something
okay.
like that I want to do, and you would feel uncomfortable doing.
Ooh. All right. Well, if you really want to,
All right.
but first 3 chapters. That's all I'm asking.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Well,
First
we'll see
3
how
chapters.
this goes. We'd like to thank Irritating Rainbow for the use of our theme song, You Broke It, from the album Where the Truck Go. You can find a link to that in the description. We'd like to thank the judges for whatever they do. Jacob, final thought.
Also, remember you can get our podcast now on YouTube, iTunes, and any other format. All of them simultaneously. The
Into your brain.
singularity has begun. Join us. We are omnipresent. We are watching you. Well, that's a podcast and a half. Are we going to run it for a little while in case
Yeah,
we
let's run it a little bit. If we say anything else.
Judges, final score.
Oh, it's a 10. That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh,
Oh, you've put up 2 10s.
is that a
3 10s. There's only 2 judges.
Roman
8
thumbscale?
10s. He's just scrawling them out. They're just multiplying now.
You are misreading the legal system.